balance the need to explore against the terrible thing that is the college application process. And you know, it is true that going to MIT does give you advantages that going to, you know, some other place might not. One thing to keep in mind is the name of the school and the last degree is the most important. So the undergraduate degree, like if you're going to go to med school or going to go to business school or grad school in anything, your undergrad degree does not matter that much. So there's that, and there's also that the college application thing has gotten so intense that it's a lottery. In a very real way, it's a lottery. So even if you got the great SAT scores, you're third in your class of 800 at your excellent high school, you're going to apply to Harvard, you're going to look like, you know, 2,500 other applicants. You're going to have the same statistics on there. It wouldn't surprise me if the people who are exploring and doing something really interesting are making a better strategic move in the college rat race. They're certainly going to be more interesting. I don't know that for sure. I don't know how college applications actually works. But the goal is much farther afield than just college. You know, I look at the people who are like the core leadership of my company. You know, one of them didn't finish college. Another one went to a small liberal arts college in Canada that probably haven't heard of. And they just, you know, they're excellent at what they do, and they get the chance to prove it early on, and they prove it. And because that's something that I think you're starting to see it more now in employers. Yes, the degree, it used to always be you have to have a degree from one of these 6 schools in order to get an interview at Google. It's not like that anymore. You know, there are ways to you know, lots of internships. Like that's a really important way to go and see different things, and then also to prove yourself. The graduate school, so here's another thing for students who might ever want to go to graduate school. How does graduate school admissions work? Now, I'm not talking about professional schools like getting an MBA or getting a law degree. I'm talking about if you're going to get a PhD. For me, it was chemical engineering. I was an undergrad in chemical engineering. March of my senior year, my professor comes up to me and says, well, Richard, what are you going to do next year? And I said, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. And he said, well, what about grad school? And I said, applications were due a month and a half ago. I missed. And he's like, oh, don't worry about that. Like, what are you talking about, don't worry about that? He said, I'll just fill them in now. Like, but Sundar, they were due a month and a half ago. It's like, yeah, fill them out. Here you go. Stanford, Caltech, Berkeley, MIT, Cornell, and then some other place called. He rattled off 6 schools, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, well, pick the school. And I'm like, I'll take the ones in California. And he said, okay, send in the applications. I'm like, Sundar, I thought I'd explain this a month and a half ago. Can't do it. So I just send them in. So I sent in the applications, got in all 3 California schools, and that's when I learned how graduate school admissions worked. My application didn't matter. My grades didn't matter. The letter from Sundar was all that mattered. Because the professors, what are they getting in their grad students? They're getting indentured servants. Right? And if you're gonna have indentured servants, you want good indentured servants. And who are you gonna trust better than your professional colleagues to say, this is the one you want? Now, I didn't do Sundar a solid there because I left after 8 weeks, so he didn't choose wisely, but still, that's how I learned. That's how I learned. But, and this is the way it works, right? This is the way, like if you're going to go and be a researcher in any field, you're going to have to go through this awful PhD thing. And the way you're going to get in is through those recommendations. And it's the same thing when you get out there in the working world. You want to impress. If you impress somebody, they will vouch for you later. And that's a tip for all you students who want internships at AOPS. We would love to have you come join us. And we will be happy to recommend you to wherever you want to go next. And we have a lot of people come ask us who they should want. So.
How do you apply internship at AOPS?
How do you apply for an internship at Art of Problem Solving? Around now, September, October, you send in, it'll be on our website. If you go down to the footer, there's a jobs, and it'll have some stuff up there. We have
What is-
developed, go ahead.
Sorry, what is the minimum age requirement?
After first year of college.
Oh,